Good morning, everyone. I see PJ was first this morning, followed by closely by Jennifer. And then Eric has joined us this morning. We must have lost somebody because it says we're only two people are watching. Good morning, Andy. Well, I can't depend on my live count, it looks like. Oh boy. So, anybody else getting drowned out with all this rain? Because it's so bad. Look at my poor eyes, you guys. Can't hardly keep my eyes open. They're so swollen. And my hair looks atrocious. Oh, well. Okay, PJ's weather is conditions for South Courtright. Conditions are cloudy with a temperature of 61. The wind is blowing from the south-southwest 3 miles per hour. Current humidity is 87%. Hey, Buster, good to see you this morning. Yeah, I can see that, Erica. Oops. I can't do nasal spray because they have steroids in them, PJ, and I'm allergic to steroids. Andy's weather is conditions are partly cloudy with a temperature of 55. The wind is blowing from the northwest at 10 miles per hour. Current humidity is 81. Good morning, Matt. 80. Oh, you got an 83% hatch rate. That is cool, Buster. Congratulations. Good morning, Kate and Homestead Matters. And Franklin conditions are rain with a temperature of 55. The wind is blowing from the north at 10 miles per hour and the current humidity is 95%. Yeah, at 83% hatch rate is something to be proud of. I woke up this morning with a sinus headache. So, yeah, sinuses are kicking my butt today. That is great news, Andy. You got the roof of the courthouse up and no leaks. Well, let's see. What's it say here for us? We've got rain today. We've got rain tomorrow. We got rain Monday. We got rain Tuesday. Oh, Wednesday. It's finally going to clear up. Good morning, Kelly. Andy wants to know, Buster, were they shipped eggs or your own eggs? Oh, wow. That's cute, Kate. Well, the flowers I'm planting are edible flowers like nasturtiums and borage. And I planted my nasturtiums yesterday. The weather for cement. Conditions are sunny with a temperature of 54. The wind is blowing from the northwest at 8 miles per hour. The current humidity is 74%. Well, that's good. And Kelly wants to know who's coming to the Gulf Coast homesteading convention. So you got your place, PJ? Oh, I was hoping. Whoops. They were the original eggs came from my shire, but they're his own eggs, jumbo wilds. That is cool, Buster. I understand that, Kate. Yeah, Erica, it won't be far from you. Oh, mortgage problems. There you go. You preach it, Kelly. You preach it. Buster, how old are those quail that the ones that you got the eggs from? Yeah, Erica, for you, that would be just a small hop instead of a hop, skip, and jump. Kelly is really doing it. She has so many in the brooder, and more hatched last night. Yeah, we're 6 hours or so to the homestead this year, whereas Quilcon's a 12-hour drive, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it used to take me 12 hours to drive from Little Rock to Toledo, Ohio. Oh, they could be good for another year yet. At least the females, you can change out the roos, but keep the hens for another 6 months or so. Yep, you're keeping busy, Kelly. Now that would be cool, Andy. Can I tell y'all how the divider and the brooder fell down? So the 2-week-old and 1-week-olds got all mixed up, but no injuries. They're still chilling until I have time to separate. Ha ha. Oh, Quail. Yeah, if it can happen, it'll happen, Katie. I thought she would be. You gotta let me know when it happens. Oh boy, but has that udder really popped? Oh, that's gonna be hard. Yeah, because that radioactive iodine messes with his immunity, so that's why he's got to be isolated, I'm sure. And you know, Kelly, I'm just a phone call away if you ever need to talk. That's because we all love you, Kelly. Love you and your beautiful family. You know, that's the thing. It's like me, I let people call me. I don't reach out and call people because I'm always afraid I'm going to be bothering them, and I don't want to do that. That's why I always say, if you ever need an ear, you can always call me. And you know, that's what's great about this community is we all are actually an extended family. So we all got you. And if you need anything, let us know, Kelly. Wait a minute. What do you call a snake 3.14 meters long? A python. Eric says, I tend to call because I know I'm in the right headspace to talk. This great community is seriously amazing. Also, when you go through stuff like this, you can see who your real friends are. 99.9% of my quail friends have been there for us. Yep. I don't think I've got short pickings quail yet. Haha. I need more cages. See, Kelly, I advertise the ones that I know are NPIP certified. And I know they're good people. Being NPIP certified means that they can ship across state lines. Buster says we have got over 12 inches of rain for the last month. Let me see how much rain we may have gotten. Yeah, I don't see how much. You create custom shipping boxes, stickers for those NPIP shippers. It's been so fun. That is cool. Well, we got an inch of rain in the last 24 hours, I think. Good morning, Nubs. Good morning, Musgrave. Good morning, Oops. Howie was asking about you earlier. Let me check something here. Yes, you are new, Musgraves. Let's see. Let's see your channel here, dear. Oh yeah, you belong right in with us. There we go. Now you can check everybody out too. You're in Pennsylvania and you haven't had good internet. Wow. Yeah, Howie was on, and I left him because it was time for me to go on to mine. So right now he's probably outside doing his biochar. Does anybody here make their own biochar? Biochar, Kelly. In other words, your own charcoal for your garden. Andy does it on a small scale, and Erica does it occasionally. And Matt's wanted to do it. See, he does it the easy way. I would be too, Kelly. I would be too. Very confused. Bio. That's why a few homesteads in Buster's area do a burn in the springtime to get rid of some of the weeds and stuff. And you know, when you do a burn, certain things come back that you won't that don't um grow unless there's been a fire. And I guess that's biochar right there. Good morning, Willie. But you know, you can order them, Kelly, if you want to. You can order them on Amazon as well. So, how many new animals do you have, Willie? Any new births? Anybody besides hatchings? Buster did a fabulous hatch rate. 80, I think he said 83% or 85%. You know, Buster, that's because she's got a wonderful sense of humor, and she is very animated. Well, kittens are useful if they're your barn cats and stuff. Uh, but you got a bunch of kids getting ready to come. Are you going to incubate any of those eggs, Kelly? Or are you letting the Muscovies do it themselves? Okay, now I'm going to have to look at that. All natural hardwood lumping coal. Let me share this. Yeah, but that's different than biochar, really. Royal Oak Company is in your home, in your town. That's good. I've never tasted Muscovy. Have a blessed day, Katie. Ooh, and Willie's getting rabbits in a week. You got the cages built yet, Willie? Another question I have for people. Has anybody here made their own pine pitch yet? Because you make it similar to how you make biochar. You should probably get your cages up before you get your rabbits. Unless they're coming with a cage. And what are you getting? How many does, how many bucks, and what breed, Willie? Oops, I don't know. I haven't seen Cuz today. So you're getting three rabbits, Willie? Let me see here real quick. All right. A California and New Zealand, a buck and a pregnant doe. That's cool. Oops, I sent him a message. He's not even on Facebook right now, so I don't know. PJ's heading out to pick up feed and supplies to do some baking with Katrina tomorrow. I'll be back when I get service again. Okay, PJ. Be careful. Yeah, I'm all crackly today. Are they California and New Zealand cross? And are they related? Those are different things I have to ask you, Willie. You have a blessed day too, Willie. Cross and no relations. That's good. That's cool. Musgrave, if you ever, I don't know how big your family is, but I was raising Havana rabbits. They're smaller than the New Zealand's. Of course, the only ones I had to feed is myself and my dog. But if you want the bigger rabbits, the New Zealand's and the Californians are good. Well, it's pretty quiet today, and my mind is stuck with this headache. No, I butchered them when they got at 4 months old. So they were adults when I butchered them. No, I didn't get a chance to weigh them before butchering and after butchering like I'd done everything else. So it's just you and your husband. Yeah, see, so any size rabbit would be good for you because you can either get the Havanas, which is a small compact meat rabbit, or you get the California, New Zealand's, silver foxes, cream d'argent. And Erica's playing with the goats and getting distracted from typing, hanging around them to see if that nanny freshens and has her first letter or first kindling rather. No, I tell you what, a Havana, you can get two meaty meals out of it. You know, enough. I mean, you got the back legs are pretty big. The front legs are small, and the tenderloins in the back is great. Ah, you're spoiling the bucks while you're keeping your eye on the dough. Okay. They weigh 5 to 7 pounds, so they're probably about 4 or 5 pounds by the time I butchered them. And you take 1/3 of that weight off, and then you have your food weight. I tend to think of it like this. With the rabbit, the hind legs are like chicken thighs. The front legs are like chicken wings, and the backs are good. Yeah, I haven't seen them either. They usually have been out. They listen to us sometimes. I was going to, oops. I may still have a couple hides in the freezer, but yeah, I had to move right at peak harvesting time. Yeah, to me, the Havanas is so friendly. Of course, I had one rotten one who wasn't. She was psychotic, but that was only one. The rest of them were just angels. Love being petted. Good morning, Joseph. And it's good to see you this morning. It's more of a pickling. The weather in Malton. Conditions are sunny with a temperature of 61. The wind is blowing from the north at 10 miles per hour and the current humidity is 60. Yes, they're sweet natured. And Oops wants to know if it was a vinegar brine. The one I was going to do was the Rabbitry Center on doing hides. Let me see if I can find that one. This is the one that I was learning from. Good morning, Desiree. Welcome back, Buster. I don't know if my face is hurting you guys, but it sure is killing me. Hey, Joseph. I don't know about his flooding, but I know he had either an 83 or 85% hatch rate on his quail. Oh, Desiree, you started laying again yesterday. Did you get moved? Yeah, Erica said it was 83% hatch rate. He said no flooding, but he's like I am. They've had enough rain, but I got 4 more days of it. You know, that sounds interesting. But you had to stretch the hides when you did the salt, didn't you? Well, at least you got the hardest part done. The hardest part is moving. It could take you a year to unpack everything. That's okay. Oops, do you have a video on your way of doing your hides? Because that would be interesting. You can drop it here if you did. Yeah, the difference I'm talking about is, Andy, is stretching it out on a frame. Whereas a rabbit hide, you don't have to do that until the last part. Desiree said her girl lays most interesting eggs. Why are they blue with speckles? And you got a fairy egg before he moved. And Buster is asking if somebody's been to Ellsworth. You ought to, oops. Yeah, April showers came in May instead. Okay, what is Ellsworth? Oh, a lake bayou. Okay. Now that is cool. Oops. You guys want to hear something funny? I had an inspection yesterday. Not yesterday, but Thursday. And the inspector asked me, he goes, "Where's your birds?" I says, I can't have any. He goes, "Why, you got a big incubator out there?" I said, "That's not an incubator, that's a freeze dryer." Where it's blue at the top, olive at the bottom, and sometimes completely olive. She also likes to lay eggs with a small speck or really big ones. Interesting. Oh, I wanted to show you guys something here. I am recycling grocery bags. I've got to get more grocery bags, but this is the results of one bag of grocery bags cut up and made into yarn. This is how wide the sleeping mat's going to be, and it's going to be 6 or 7 feet long. Have a blessed day, Musgrave Graves. Two of the gates not open. The water is going over the top of them. Wow. I can understand that. Oops. But see, this is going to be, after I get done crocheting it, I'll iron it so that it becomes more waterproof. And then I'm going to donate it to the local food bank so they can give it to someone that's homeless. So they have at least a dry place to sleep. Yep. Well, I've got so much yarn and so much. I was getting so many grocery bags. It was pathetic. Oops, they're plastic. It's the cheap plastic bags that they love to shove your groceries in, and you just fold them and cut them up into strips and lock them together. Now, see, here's some. I'm starting on a new thing of yarn, and you just cut them in circles and then you link them together, and that's the yarn you make them out of. Yeah, from Walmart, Myers, Kroger's. It takes so long to do. I can whip things out with yarn quicker than I can with the plastic. I need to get everything together for this camera so that I can do it. I haven't used it in 2 years. But it's cheaper than the plastic yarn you can buy because it's already free. Yep, big catfish. Cut out that med bait and that's some good eating. My problem is right now, Andy, is I ran out of bags. And boy, Lucy's loud on her drinking. I can hear her if she's at the other end of the apartment. Oops, what you have to do is you like put parchment paper under it and over it, and then when you go to iron it, and you don't leave the iron in one place. You do it just like you do a shirt or a pair of jeans, you know? Remember back in the day when we used to iron our jeans? And you don't use steam, you use a dry iron. But make sure you have ventilation. Yeah, it's just like I said, it's you go over it just like you would a pair of jeans or a pair of pants. And I've seen video where people takes the bags and make them into gift cards and stuff like that. I don't want all that toxic smell. I don't want to have to deal with that with my breathing problems. But like when you buy strawberries and blueberries and stuff at the grocery store, did you know you can have your kids color and cut those out and make shrinky dinks out of them? Because that's what shrinky dinks was, where you can have them trace something out of a book and color it. cut it out, put a hole in it, and then they can hang it. Different ways to use recycle and reuse things. The trays, the little plastic trays or boxes that they come in. You know, the clear plastic. You just get all the labels off of it. And see, Andy used to do it as a kid. See, it's all called recycle, reuse. Keep it out of the landfills and out of the ocean. Yeah, another thing you can do, Andy, is if you save them up and you can make all your Christmas tree decorations or sun catchers out of it. Or even gift tags you can make. Yep. Out of the shrinky dinks or out of all different materials. Because there are so many things you can make Christmas decorations out of. Oh, okay. The shrinky dinks. Okay. Yeah, there's some places I can't avoid plastic, so I had to figure out ways to do things. You know, CR isn't here today. He would love this topic. And you know, sometimes some people have taken sweaters that get holes in them and unravel them to make new sweaters out of. I mean, anything you can reuse. Well, you could, Andy. That way you're reusing something somebody else threw away. Yes, that's a great idea too. See, what I did with the feed sacks is I would turn them into tray liners for like quail cage liners or the rabbit cage liners. See, and Matt loves to reuse things too. You know, handbags out of the feed sacks with nylon webbing and other cloth. That's good. Another thing you can make out of them is you can actually reuse the bags. And if your compost pile is done and you have and you want to get rid of some, you can always rebag it and sell it. See, and Erica buys sweaters and afghans at the thrift store for yarn. See, that's good. I understand that, Andy. You know, Matt, maybe that's what we should do this month. Do a collab on ways to recycle, turning garbage into useful things. Okay, you guys, I have to answer a call that can't be ignored, but I'll be right back. The funny thing is, there are so many things that you can reuse and repurpose. Let me see what I missed. Yeah, Matt, um, anytime that you're available to talk after the live stream, give me a call and we'll work together on it. Oops is sewing feed bags together to make small tarps. Wax the seams could make tents and such. Yes, that is a good idea. I'm not in chat much this morning. Sorry. That's all right. We know you have your chores to do. Your time is very limited. Are you going live tonight or tomorrow, Matt? Well, that's not protecting the feed if it's in paper bags. Yeah. And that's true. The plastic takeout trays make good mini grow houses. Okay, so your usual time, which is noon Eastern. Ain't that the truth? Oops. Matt, type I quail. That is getting to be garbage. Because they can't have the dust anyhow. That causes respiratory problems. Explanation point, then quail. Yep, trays and egg cartons. But around here, egg cartons are considered money to some people, mostly when you're buying eggs from them. There you go, Matt. And that's perfect. I haven't seen your notification yet, Matt, but I'm sure you'll get that up soon too. What is the strangest animals that you have raised on your homestead for the benefit of your homestead, be it for meat or income? This is what I have to ask you today because everybody knows the strangest thing that I've raised as food was the cuy, but they have their purpose. Cuy for you too, Andy. Yeah, but you raise those for profit. Yeah, do a cervical dislocation on a cuy is kind of hard because that's where all their muscles are. It's right in that neck. Have you eaten turtle? Oops. Oh, you used to raise and sell baby boas and California glossies. I don't know what a California glossy looks like. No, Andy, the choke chain does not work on Kui. You have to have the strength to actually be able to pull their head away from their spine because they are too um yeah, there's nothing for the choke chain to grab hold of on a Kui like there is for a rabbit. Oh, and they are so good. Do you like to roast them or do you like making stew out of them? I did try the choke chain with the Kui and it didn't work. Yeah, and you know that's good eating too. Oops. They even say the paddle of their tail is good to eat. In other words, he's had turtle every way you can make it. Roast, stew, or grilled. I've had it roasted and stewed, but I've never had it grilled. Of course, I can count on one hand how many times I've had turtle. So, what's the strangest thing you've ever ate? I'll ask that question before I ask the next one. While I'm getting me a cup of coffee here. Okay, there you go. Oops, this beaver is one thing he hasn't ate. Castor smell is potent, and raccoon is like a good roast beef. Erica's had bear. Yeah, but we're talking about what have you eaten? Did you eat the turtle and wild rat? Buster's had raccoon. Andy's had possum. Now I've ate muskrat, and it's pretty good. And the people that served it to us didn't really know how to cook it, so it was a little tough. They probably didn't wait for the rigor mortis to leave. It's probably why it was tough. Andy said her cat ate the wild mice. Desiree says the most adventurous she's been is the frog legs. Did you catch the bullfrogs yourself first, Desiree? Because I know they got some good frogs in Oklahoma. Okay, beaver is what you call castor. Okay. Okay, so you've ate everything but the wild mice before. Okay. So you didn't do anything for those. You just went and spent a lot of money for it. Erica hasn't had frog legs since she was about 10 years old. I think I've had them since then, Erica. But yeah. Now, if you live where Joseph and Buster live at, and you got a pond nearby, you could probably catch some bullfrogs. See, that's what a lot of people nowadays don't understand. There are so many things edible that if you just have to get in the mindset, it's either them or you. Andy ate frog legs just about every time she eats at a Chinese restaurant. Well, I don't see them around here that much, so. Of course, the only Chinese restaurants around here are chains, which makes it not safe for me to eat at because it's full of MSG. Good morning, Katrina. She's listening while she's getting her day started. Now, is anybody eating squab? Joseph says he loves frog legs. Now, that would be interesting. You know how they catch crawfish around here? You take a piece of chicken wing, tie a string on it, put it in the water, and then pull them out. Crawfish boil, and there was turtle, frog, and alligator there too. Oh boy. See, Oops is eating squab. His friend raised the pigeons for about 50 years. Yep. And Katrina hasn't had frog legs or crawdads. Well, she's always on the West Coast. But we're talking about what's the strangest thing you've eaten. Now, you know you can buy freeze-dried crickets on Amazon, and they're supposed to be a high protein. Snack. You use a cane pole and a piece of bacon. See, crayfish or crawfish, we used to call poor man's lobster. You've ate beaver, grasshopper, and crickets. And Andy thinks a possum is her strangest. Possum grits and cornbread. From Beverly Hillbillies. And squirrel's good. So is venison. And so is wild rabbit, which is really a hare. Because a jackrabbit, you compare a jackrabbit to a domestic rabbit, it's just like the difference between chicken and quail. About when it comes to the meat colors. Good morning, Nikki. And Nikki's tried crickets, but she was down in Mexico. Andy's eating rattlesnake. I know that Texas used to have a big chili cook-off right after their rattlesnake roundups. So there was a lot of snake and chicken in the chili. There you go. Oops says he's had some old crawfish that were as big as most restaurant lobsters. Just have to get them out of the ground. They don't leave tunnels much. Also, prawn farms close by. Yeah, prawns or shrimp. What used to get me is up in Ohio, what we call jumbo shrimp. In the Gulf, they call bait shrimp. You had fried scorpions once? How did that taste? Okay, now we went through meat. Now, what is the strangest plant you have eaten? So you had some bison, Desiree? Butterfly prawns end up a fried chicken leg, but no bone. Yep, that's if you lived around the Galveston Bay. Okay, what is devil grass? Is it the one that's been recently legalized in most states? Oops says Scorpions were fried in butter with cayenne and other things. Yeah, I've eaten devil grass too. In fact, that's the only way I can deal with devil grass. Or the other broccoli, as some people call it. Or the Lord's lettuce. That's if you use the greens and stems. Oh, wow, it's already 11, almost 11:30. Yeah, we were talking about I was somewhere yesterday, we were talking about cactus. I can't remember the name of it. But you can grow it even in Ohio here. Um, it's a type of cactus that they get the dragon fruit from. It probably is really good, Desiree. Just the only way I can get it is at the grocery store, and I'm not paying that much for a pound of ground beef. Yeah, prickly pear cactus, yeah, but I'm trying to think what the name of the cactus is. Let me see if it is still in my search engine here. It's not in my search engine right now. But what's the name of that flat paddle cactus? Katrina says bitter bush fruits. She did it so you don't have to. Native ponderosa forest near where I grew up in Oregon. It's not something people eat. Wanted to know if it deserved the name. I spit it out. Okay, that's a name I don't know. Let me see. Let me do it this way. uh, no pals. That's what I was thinking of. No pals. Barbecued yucca flowers are really, really good. Prickly pear. Oh, okay. Oh, puntia. You can grow it in Ohio. She sat on the bed and the quail just stuck its head out of the top of its cage and looked at me. The funniest thing I've seen. Didn't know their necks could stretch that far. They can stretch pretty far, Desiree. Yeah, chickens in the woods, mushrooms everywhere right now, and have filled a 25 square foot freezer full. Cool. Now you need a freeze dryer, oops, so you can dry them. Yeah, where I used to live about 5 or so years, about 6 years ago, um, I had a 1.3 mile radius that I'd walk with Lucy. In one yard, they had those cactus growing, and I thought it was strange that we had cactus in Ohio. And I found out that's what they are. Yeah, oops, drop your link so everybody can catch it real quick. There you go. Check out Oops channel, everybody. Because if you're not subscribed, you need to be subscribed. You know, oops, in my opinion, sometimes that's the best way to do it. Because if I have to edit my videos, it takes me a long time to even get up the guts to turn on the editor. Just one out of all the ones that you planted, Andy? Didn't you plug some logs? And Desiree can't have a lot of mushrooms. Okay, oops, it sounds like a good deal to me. You know, if you get a Windows base computer, they have oh, let me think of the name of the program. Clipchamp. That is pretty easy for editing. Okay, the wine caps are a ground mushrooms. Okay. I cannot believe it's already after 11:30. This is one bad, faster than I thought. Don't eat any foxglove, you guys, because that's digitalis. It can stop your heart. Oh, I see. Yeah, a lot of old computers kept running, but no one supports software to any of them anymore. Yeah, it's like my computer that I have is about 5 years old. It's time for a new one. Yeah, no foxglove or nightshade. And also no poke salad berries. I haven't been walking that way lately, but when the weather clears up, I have planned to walk some of that because I know I have to check on the pear trees and stuff like that. Yeah, no columbine. But dead nettles out plentiful right now. And so are violets and dandelions. Yeah, you still have to be careful when you eat them, Desiree. You have to bring them up to a boil and change the water 3 different times before it's safe for you to eat. That is why I tell people to avoid them. Because it's the same thing with foxglove. If you know what you're doing, you can use a little bit. Have a blessed day, Joseph, and thank you for coming. So I don't advise people, I warn people not to get into certain things so they don't get sick. A lot of pine there, three bulls, not really poisonous, just too much vitamin A in them. Okay, poke. Yeah, poke, it has a tannin that is really high that you have to flush off. That's what's toxic. But you can you can use pine needles for tea. Yeah, pine is very good. Very high in vitamin C. Yes, it is. And not all evergreens are pine. It says we had one of the biggest poke salads grow last year. It had to be 10 foot tall. The trunk was about 4 inches round. And she can't dig the roots out. And nobody wants scurvy. Vitamin C is good. Yeah, you can make a tea with the pine needles. Um, really, they tell you not to eat any leaf over 4 inches. But I've seen people that do it when they are bigger than that, a lot bigger than that. You just have to cook them at least 3 times. Andy, I'm going to tell you a little trick that might help you get rid of it. Drill a little hole in that root, down towards the root, and get a little bit compost starter and pour in it. Has anybody used fox grapes? Let me see if I can find that. Yeah, there's one book shows how to eat your Christmas tree. Oops, if you can grab the link and drop it into the room, that would be great. Well, just take that cordless drill and drill a few holes in it and then pour some compost starter in it. And that'll get rid of it and compost it. Exactly. And that's knowledge that people need because even if you have a homestead, foraging is good. It gives you free food with native ingredients in it. Let's see. Okay, here's the link, everyone. So I clicked your link, oops, and I saved that into my food file. And the link that I dropped was for the actual book that you were talking about. And it's still raining here. And it's coming down pretty hard. Well, that's great. At least they're keeping her legacy alive. Now I know why Lucy is sleeping. Because with this weather, yeah, we got a lot of rain going on. And it's going to be going on till a lot of things. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to end up buying that book. I know I got to take Lucy out in a little bit. That is great, oops. And see, with me, I am striving to find the actual books that I want to keep with me all the time. And Andy's trying to get her new puppy used to the rain. Oh, Lucy would go out in it if it's not heavy. And as long as it's not raining in my window, I don't care. That is not good. If Lucy knows that if I say it's time to go out and I put that leash on her and I'm all ready to go out, she's going to go out. She's got her own towel that I dry her off with. The only way she won't go out the door and will fight me is if there's thunder. Oh, wow. Linda used to be on a radio station here all the time. One program was the Power Hour with Joyce Riley. She passed away, and now I think it's Power Nation on internet. See. The only Power Nation I'm finding on the internet is for cars and stuff. The Power Nation that you see on YouTube is all about cars and car engines and stuff like that. Power Hour Nation. Let me try to find it. Nope, I'm not finding a link for that. Oops. You have a blessed day, Katrina. Oh, how many bunnies are you up to now? How many kits, Katrina, before you leave? And it's time for me to head out too, you all. So I thank you all for coming and have a blessed day.